Hello and welcome to Your World. I'm Narendra Pawaka and this is our first segment of the day. In our first segment, Iran opposes destructive external interference in Syria and maintains consistent stance. The future of Syria is to be decided by the Syrian people. And Mandaluyong City in Philippines offer P1 reward for every 5 mosquitoes or larvae. Now let's have a look.
Iran opposes any destructive external interference in Syria and maintains its consistent stance that the future of Syria is to be decided by the Syrian people, Foreign Ministry spokesman Esmail Bagay said on Monday. Bagay condemned the U.S. government's contradictory approach and pointed out that the U.S. government simultaneously expresses a willingness to negotiate with Iran while continuing to threaten the Islamic Republic. He also noted that Iran is committed to ensuring its own national security and stability while rejecting external meddling and disruption. Meanwhile, a senior Hamas official in Iran on Monday criticized the current U.S. administration's approach to international relations as hindering efforts to achieve peace in the region, while emphasizing that the Palestinian people remain united in their hope of becoming an independent state despite the atrocities they have faced. The Hamas official emphasized that despite the unprecedented level of destruction and severe hardships faced by the Palestinians amid the conflict with Israel, there is collective desire for a political solution to the current crisis and for the reconstruction of the devastated Gaza Strip to go ahead, with refugees granted the right to return and ultimately the establishment of a Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital. From Bangkok, hospital director met with public health officials to confirm they will pursue full legal action as the nurse remains traumatized and suffers from the severe eardrum inflammation. The assault occurred on February 16th when a male relative of a patient became enraged after a nurse advised against bringing young children into the intensive care unit. Patient, the relative's mother-in-law, was being treated for severe influenza with lung complications. The nurse, concerned about the risk of infection for the children, prohibited their entry. The nurse is reportedly suffering from significant emotional trauma and physical injuries, including facial bruising and severe inflammation of the eardrum. She is currently receiving medical treatment and psychological support. Police have issued a summon for the 46-year-old assailant who faces charges of assault and attacking an official on duty. From the Philippines, a village in Mandaluyong City implemented a program to combat the rising cases of dengue in their area. Officials from Barangay Addition Hills has raised a bounty for every mosquito and wriggler dead or live. Under the barangay's My Piso sa Mosquito, villagers will be paid by 1 peso for every 5 mosquitoes or wrigglers that will be brought to the barangay hall starting on February 19th. The program earlier received various reactions, including the fear that mosquitoes might increase due to the possibility that the residents will take care of and breed wrigglers. But village chairman Carlito Cernal called it an alternative way to fight dengue, on top of their regular cleanup drives and canal desludging activities. And in Thailand, Police Colonel Paitun Sriwilai, the superintendent of Sangkhlaburi Police Station, was alerted by Border Patrol officers about a large group of foreigners on the island. Upon investigation, they found 116 Myanmar nationals, 72 men, 44 women, and 2 accompanying persons scattered within a bamboo forest. They said they traveled from Payatonzu, Myanmar, and crossed the border into Thailand illegally. They were transported by vehicles to a drop-off point where they boarded a boat to the island. Each individual paid brokers from Payatonzu 18,000 to 20,000 baht for the journey. They were charged with illegal entry into Thailand and will face legal proceedings. In Sydney, Australia, enrollments are soaring at Oran Park Anglican College in outer southwest Sydney. Every year, the playground is busier despite the 10,000 Australian dollar fees. Mom Lydia finds the cash for her 3 daughters, Charlie, Eden, and Rose. The shape of Australia's playground is changing fast. Across the country, more than 1.5 million students now attend private schools. The latest statistics show the private school shift accelerating. Almost 40,000 extra students moved to private schools in 2024, those in the outer suburbs, surprising the principal at Oran Park. That's not universally celebrated. Experts are calling for fairer school funding. For Nikki and Brophy Burke, the Krakow Cemetery is a sacred place where pillars of their community have been laid to rest. The tiny central Queensland community is one of Australia's last gold rush towns. In its peak in the 1930s, more than 3,000 people called Krakow home. The records to the cemetery were lost in 1976 when the gold mine closed. Over the decades, it became overgrown and abandoned. Dedicating themselves to restore the site, the Burkes painstakingly compiled the list of people buried at the cemetery. In 2017, the Banana Shire Council put a bone radar scanner over the site to determine where the unmarked graves were. Kay and Brophy hope the cemetery can be preserved for future generations.
In our second segment, the Navy organized environmental preservation activities such as releasing turtle hatchlings into the wild and planting coral reefs at Peninsula Beach, Nusa Dua, Bali. And China showcases an array of its cutting-edge defense products at 2025 International Defense Exhibition and conference kicked off in UAE.
Turtle hatchling, commonly referred as a tukik in both Balinese and Indonesian, came from the Turtle Conservation and Education Center in Serangan, South Denpasar, Bali. These hatchlings originated from eggs that were relocated and hatched in the hatchery. Rescued from crowded coastal areas, the released hatchlings consisted of two types of turtles, penyu hijau green turtles and penyu sisik hawksbill turtles. In Bali, there are currently 3 types of turtles. The third type, penyu lekang, olive ridley turtles, have not been released yet as it has not yet hatched. Green turtles are among the second largest turtles in the sea, reaching maximum size of 1.5 meters and reaching up to 200 kilograms. They can migrate up to 3,000 kilometers and live up to 80 years. Meanwhile, hawksbill turtles are classified as endangered as carnivores that eat sponges, anemones, and small fish. They also undertake long migrations that can live up to 50 years. Meanwhile, in Abu Dhabi, China is showcasing an array of its cutting-edge defense products at the 2025 International Defense Exhibition, and the conference kicked off. The event attracted 1,565 defense companies from over 65 countries to showcase the latest defense technologies and solutions, marking the largest ever edition and featuring space defense, AI technology application, and unmanned system in the defense sector. The China Pavilion, composed of around 60 Chinese defense companies, is among the largest of the 41 national pavilions. It covered traditional defense sectors as well as the latest innovation in cyber technology, AI and drones, and offered Chinese solutions to global peace and security. From Beijing, Japan and China need to promote more talks between governments, businesses, and public-private groups and expand cooperation in various fields, said Masakazu Tokura, chairman of the Japan Business Federation. During a banquet welcoming a visiting Japanese business delegation and also a promotional event for the 3rd China International Supply Chain Expo in Beijing on Monday, Tokura emphasized the exceptional importance of his visit. Takuya Shimamura, Vice Chairman of the Japan-China Technology Association and Chairman of AGC Inc., also said he believes cooperation between China and Japan is much of importance amid fast changes in the world economy. From Ashgabat, President Serdar Berdimuhamedov held a meeting with the head of Republic Tatarstan of the Russian Federation, Rustam Minikhanov. who arrived in our country on a working visit. During the conversation, the parties exchanged views for the current state and priorities for the further development of bilateral partnership, taking into account on the existing mutual interests. As President Serdar Berhumuhamedov emphasized, Turkmenistan attaches great importance to the development of relations with the Republic of Tatarstan of the Russian Federation. Still from Ashgabat, in turn of the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Remedov expressed sincere gratitude for the chairman of the Halk Maslahati of the Turkmenistan, President Serdar Berhumuhamedov, as well as the race of the Republic of Tatarstan of the Russian Federation for their congratulations and wished them great success. National leader of the Turkmen people, Gurbanguly Berhumuhamedov, emphasized that Turkmenistan highly value of development of relations with the Republic of Tatarstan of the Russian Federation. Obstructive bilateral cooperation is directly served by the regular meetings and contacts at the highest level. In recent years, a lot of work has been done in economic, political, and other areas thanks to the bilateral relations that have reached a new level. Ashgabat hosted a large-scale exhibition and conference dedication to the Diplomatic Workers' Day. The event brought together diplomats, international representatives, and students to highlight Turkmenistan's role in global cooperation, especially in the context of the 2025 proclaimed at the 78th session of the General Assembly of Turkmenistan Initiative as the International Year of Peace and Trust. The exposition, organized by foreign diplomatic missions and international organizations, showcased Turkmenistan's achievement in the field of economy, culture, and sustainable development.
On our third and last segment, efforts to save rare animal, the Sumatran rhino, from extinction are ongoing. One of the conservation activities for this species is carried out at Sumatran Rhino Sanctuary, or SRS, located in Waikambas National Park area of Lampung. Now let's have a look.
A pod of false killer whales rapidly losing the battle to survive. Only 90 of more than 150 were still alive by the time rescuers arrived this morning, but it soon became clear a rescue wouldn't be possible. The Parks and Wildlife crew tried moving whales to another location to refloat them, but the attempt wasn't successful. The whales were stranded on a remote beach near the Archer River on Tasmania's west coast. It's hard to get equipment too, and resources are also limited by nearby bushfires. The false killer whale is actually a type of dolphin, the second largest dolphin species after the killer whale. It's the first time they're known to have stranded in Tasmania in 50 years. In Yunnan province, southwest China, China's famous herd of wandering elephants has recently increased in population with a notable rise in the number of baby elephants. According to the Pu'er Forest Fire Brigade of Yunnan province, in video footage taken by firefighters on a recent patrol near the Guanping station in the Xishuangpanna National Nature Reserve, a large group of wild Asian elephants can be seen moving through the forest. Asian elephants receive first-class protection in China, and their population in the country has doubled from about 150 in the 1980s to more than 300 today, thanks to the country's increased conservation efforts. And we travel to Lampung, located in the Waikambas National Park area, is Lampung Regency, Lampung, the country's first Sumatran Rhino conservation area, named the Sumatran Rhino Sanctuary, or SRS, was opened in 1999. In this conservation area, there are 10 rhinos consisting of 6 male and female pairs. They are housed in 2 enclosures or rings, each approximately 10 hectares in size. These enclosures follow a semi-in situ concept, closely resembling their natural habitat. Since its establishment in 1996, the Sumatran Rhino Sanctuary, managed by various institutions. The 10 rhinos have given birth to 5 calves. Currently, the number of Sumatran rhinos left in the world is estimated at only 80. Their solitary lifestyle contributes to the continued decline of their population, making conservation efforts such as those at the Sumatran Rhino Sanctuary vital in protecting the species from extinction. In technology, humanoid robots have emerged as a key focal point for tech giants and startups driving industry advancements in the city of Shenzhen, China's innovation hub. Shenzhen's unique ecosystem, boasting top hardware and software providers, serves as a testing ground for these cutting-edge robots, making huge leaps in both movement capabilities and intelligence thanks to AI-driven growth. Yao Aiwen, Chief Marketing Officer of Shenzhen Engine AI Robotics Technology, said that achieving natural walking giant in their robot models was no easy task. By making their technology open source, the company believes they can speed up progress by getting more players involved. The Museum of Fine Arts of Turkmenistan, named after the great Saparmurat Turkmenbashi, celebrates its 20th anniversary. In connection with this significant event, as well as in accordance with the International Year of Peace and Trust, a large-scale exhibition, Art the Language of Peace, was organized. As part of the celebrations, the museum staff were presented with certificates of honor, personalized gifts, and a TV from the Youth Organization of Turkmenistan named after Makhtum Kuli in recognition of their contribution to the preservation of cultural heritage. The modern building of the museum was opened on February 17, 2005 and became a symbol of the renewed cultural space. Its collection, including works by Turkmen, Russian, and Soviet masters, is today considered the core of national art. The exhibition, Art is the Language of the World, brought together more than 200 works from traditional carpets and tapestries to paintings and installations. These papayas are going on a long journey from Queensland's Atherton tablelands to the United States. They part of the first trial to export red papaya is dried fruits. It's been an ambitious undertaking ever since the opportunity first came knocking. For us, that was like the opening of the most amazing magical door. And through that door was an Australian first project. Trader Joe's is a US grocery store chain that focuses on organic produce and has nearly 600 shop fronts across the country. Fruit dryer Mariba Orchards has struck a deal worth nearly $1 million Australian dollar to send 360,000 packets of dried red papaya to be stocked in all those stores. Melbourne-based owner Milton Levine was the one who envisioned that doorway to America. He negotiated with the supermarket giant for nearly 2 years to make it happen. Putting paint to canvas and skills to the test, these artists are competing in a unique face-off. They have just 20 minutes to create a work from scratch and win the votes of a live audience. Art battle events have been running in warehouses and creative spaces for over a year in Sydney. Artists like Pamela Woods prepare for weeks in advance to make sure they're fighting fit. For Pamela, it's a way to challenge herself and extend her talents. Working under pressure like this is a unique challenge for the artist and for the audience. It raises interesting questions about whether art can be competitive, proving diamonds can be made under pressure. Hundreds of people have lined the streets of Avondale in Tasmania's north for the National Penny Farthing Championship. The historic town transforms into a racetrack for the event, with competitors from around the country battling it out on antique bikes. And despite the day's rain, there was plenty of speed and concentration on the track. The races have been held in Avondale since 1983. This year, there were concerns it may not run, but the organizing committee managed to save the day.
And that is a wrap for today's Your World. I'm Narendra Pawaka. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.